What is going on, Giants fans? And I'm back at it with another New York Giants video. And I'm going to talk about Kenny Golladay meeting with the New York Giants tonight. Probably at MetLife Stadium, and Kenny Golladay is going to meet with the Giants, or it might be per Zoom call. But Kenny Golladay is going to meet with the Giants tonight, and the Giants could potentially sign him either tonight or possibly tomorrow. It's very possible that the Giants and Kenny Golladay could have a deal by tomorrow, and that is very exciting to hear as a Giants fan. And if you've been living under a rock and you have not scrolled through Twitter, or New York Giants Twitter, to be exact, the past few, yesterday and, last night and today, of course, Kenny Golladay has been swirling in the Giants rumors. I think he's going to be a Giant. I really do. And turns out the Giants do have the cap space to afford Kenny Golladay. It looks like they're under the cap. And that's always a good thing because the Giants have a chance to get this guy. He's one of the better receivers in the NFL. And I've talked about him in multiple videos, and I said that I wouldn't mind, getting a receiver in the draft rather than missing out on Kenny Golladay. But at this point, if Kenny Golladay wants to be a Giant, which seems like he does, why not sign the guy? I mean, I would just pounce on this guy. He might not cost as much as we think, Giants fans, because of his injury history and because, a lot of other free agents have already signed, and, COVID affected the cap. COVID has affected money all around the world. So, he might not cost as much as we think. So, I think the Giants should get Kenny Golladay. I love Jalen Waddle. I love Devontae Smith. Don't get me wrong. We still could draft them if we wanted to, but I think the Giants should get Kenny Golladay, and because he's the best receiver, might even be the best player on the market. And you have a chance to get possibly the best defensive player in Leonard Williams off the free agent market, and you have a chance to get the best overall player on the free agent market in Kenny Golladay. That's a successful offseason, if you're asking me. And I didn't expect a whole lot this offseason. I expected more out of the draft, to get more talent out of the draft. But this offseason, if we can get Kenny Golladay, it's an A+ for Dave Gettleman. It's a really good offseason for him. And I really hope all the Dave Gettleman haters, all the people who like to hate on, rip on Dave Gettleman, I hope they finally shut up for once, because he's a good GM, let's admit. If he gets Kenny Golladay, especially for, a cheaper, price than we think, what an offseason for the Giants. And this is a team that, was 6-10 last year. This team could potentially be an 11-win football team. Obviously, we got the extra game on the schedule, and the schedule is pretty easy if you really look at it. So, obviously, that's going to, impact it a little bit. But we could go from one of the worst teams in the NFC from one of the best in one offseason. That's a great job out of Dave Gettleman, for asking me. And obviously, we got to hope Daniel Jones plays better next year. We got to hope Saquon stays healthy. And we got to hope the defense keeps doing what it does from last year. So let's move on to the other signings that the Giants have made. They have signed Ifeadi Odenigbo. I'm pretty sure I'm saying his name wrong, but I'm doing my best to pronounce it. As I just got a notification, the Raiders just signed Kenyon Drake. But anyway, he was with the Vikings the past 2 seasons. Had 10.5 sacks the past 2 years. He had some pretty good numbers, and I don't think this guy was a starter either. I think he's probably going to be more of a depth piece for the Giants. I think obviously losing Dallin Tomlinson, maybe Odenigbo comes in and fills his spot, but I really don't see it. I think this guy's more of a depth piece. He may be a starter. I don't really know a whole lot about this player, but it seems like it's a pretty decent pickup because he had 10.5 sacks the past 2 years. That's pretty eye-opening numbers, and I really hope maybe he can find success with the Giants. I don't know a whole lot about this guy, but I like the pickup. If you're asking me, it's a cheap deal, low risk, high reward. That's what I described this. That's what I described this signing. And the Giants have made another move. They have signed probably going to be their backup quarterback for this season, and that is Mike Glennon. Glennon has probably a lot of people know Mike Glennon from the Bears. He spent most of his career in Chicago. Obviously, was with the Jacksonville Jaguars last year. I think proceeded to go 0-5 with the Jags, but he plays for the Jags. They always lose, but, it's a decent pickup. I like him as a backup. He's old. He's up there in age, but I think he's probably an upgrade from Colt McCoy. I really do. Colt McCoy, he doesn't move. He doesn't throw the ball very well. He doesn't throw the deep ball. And in case Daniel Jones happens to get injured, I think this is a pretty decent pickup for the Giants. I think he's a good backup, and I'm happy with this pickup. It didn't cost anything, so it's nothing to really talk about for a long time. But hey, Mike Glennon's a Giant. I want to know your thoughts on the Ifeadi Odenigbo signing, there we go, and the Mike Glennon signings down in the comments below. And what are your thoughts on Kenny Golladay meeting with the Giants? Do you think he's going to sign here? Do you think he's going to go elsewhere? Do you think he's going to go to the Bengals? Do you think he's going to go to the Colts, the Dolphins? I want to know your thoughts on the Jets even. I want to know your thoughts on the Kenny Golladay. Where do you think Kenny Golladay is going to land? Let's hope, Giants fans, that it's going to be the New York Giants. It's looking pretty good right now. He's meeting with the Giants tonight, and it looks like he wants to be a Giant. And there's rumors on Twitter that Kenny Golladay looks like the Giants are the team he wants to sign with. Let's hope that's true, and let's hope he can be a Giant, maybe even by tonight. I don't think it's going to be tonight. I think if Kenny Golladay is going to sign, it's probably going to be tomorrow because they're meeting. They're probably going to have a Zoom call tonight, and, Dave Yellowman's, going to talk with Kenny Golladay and all that. But the Giants are meeting with Kenny Golladay. I want to know your thoughts on the whole Kenny Golladay situation down in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the signings of Ifeadi, Odenigbo, and Mike Glennon down in the comments below? I'd love to know your thoughts. So a quick video, not a lot to talk about. It's a car video because I just came home from school, so I can't really film in my usual spot right now. But I will be back there tonight if Kenny Golladay signs to the Giants. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be at my usual setup tonight, and we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate if we sign Golladay. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's hope we sign Golladay. Peace.